Cloud. Hey everybody, my name is Karla Silver, and if you're just meeting me for the first time, I help entrepreneurs build and automate their businesses so that we can make more money, of course, but most importantly, spend more time with the people that we love most in the world. And I'm excited to have you guys on this. We're pretty low-key Q&A today. We're going to be talking about a product, a course that my co-host today and I co-created called AuthenticU. And what I'd love to do is not have to mute you. And so don't make me come downstairs and mute you. So if you could be responsible, and if you're not speaking, mute your screen, that would be awesome. And it's all good if I do have to mute you, but I just would prefer, since this our intention here today is to be interactive, is to be able to be as interactive as we can. But when we do have quite a few people on the Zoom, you know how it goes. The second thing I want to remind you of is to grab a pen and a piece of paper. You might want to take some notes and get rid of all of the other things that can distract you. We're going to be very on purpose with our time and your time, right? We all have other things to do. And the third thing is, again, a reminder. This wasn't my third thing, but I'll think of my third thing. Just a reminder, a couple of Zooms that we've been on not too long ago, people forget that they're unmuted, and then sometimes people forget that their camera is on. So we don't want to have any awkward moments. I don't think this group is, we're all seasoned Zoomers. But just a reminder in the beginning to take care of that. And so I'll think of whatever that third thing was momentarily. But before I go one more sentence into the time that we have together today, I do want to introduce my co-host. Many of you already know her. She's my business BFF, your business BFF, but she's also a best-selling author, a people builder, a culture creator, edge pusher. Carrie has a very popular podcast. She's a speaker. Many of you saw her last 2 weekends ago at Top Producer Academy Live. She's the mom of three incredible, I'm trying to find you guys again, three incredible human beings. And honestly, right now, she's just a fabulous, amazing person for you to pay attention to. So Carrie, come on out here and say a couple of words before we get rocking and rolling.
Thanks. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I know a lot of you. There's a couple of new faces, and I'm super excited to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I have an interesting road to becoming someone who helps entrepreneurs become the authentic leaders that they need to be in order to move their businesses forward. I came to entrepreneurship and coaching, right? I'm known as the business BFF, and in my personal business, I do intuitive guidance for entrepreneurs. And I came to the world of coaching, like life coaching, via the world of actual coaching. I was a high school cross country and track coach. So like a real coach with a whistle around her neck and wearing a jumpsuit. And what I recognized is that what helped me get my teams to be great, right? What helped me to help these young athletes to run faster wasn't actually any of the like amazing knowledge I had about, workouts or exercise physiology. The game changer, the difference maker with the athletes that I worked with was when we worked on who they were as individuals and stepping into their potential as human beings. And it was really cool to watch what happened when we brought personal development into athletics. And I watched mediocre athletes become exceptional teams. So I knew I was onto something, and it's just sort of evolved over the years until here we are. And I know that all of you are here because you want to build an exceptional team, right? Whether you're a network marketer who literally you need a team underneath you, or you're an entrepreneur who knows I need a tribe, right? I need loyal followers who have bought into who I am and what I'm about. You're in the right place. And that's what we're talking about today. So I'm going to turn it back over to Karla because I will ramble if you let me. So,
Okay, so thank you, Carrie. So a couple of things. I just want to make sure that you know what we're here for, and that we're not going to waste anybody's time. So this is for you today. If you have heard, like me, I'll tell you a quick story. When I first started as an entrepreneur, I started in the direct sales network marketing industry, and my the leaders of that company kept telling me to be the leader. I'm like, okay, what the heck is that? And so I'd go off and make up all kinds of stuff about what that meant. I had no clue. And then I'd come back and like, I don't understand what that means. What does that mean, be the leader? And they'd say, be the leader. I'm like, okay, if you give me step by step, but it isn't a step by step. And my journey from that person when I got started as an entrepreneur who was massively broken at that time, my personal mojo, my whole self idea of what my self-worth was, what I would be worth to others, was pretty much in the toilet at that point. And my journey from that to becoming a leader in the industry and being able to pick myself up over and over and over again was long, was very long. And as a matter of fact, a side story, when I've been a part, many of you know that I've been part of other big coaching programs. Yes, I have a coach myself. And so I've been part of other coaching programs, and one of them is led by a woman by the name of Lisa Sasevich, and she has an expression called assume the throne. Assume the throne of whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether you want to be, I think she's the queen of sales conversions, is her throne, that she's self-anointed herself. But this is a long story to get back to the point of, if you ever feel like many people when they start their businesses feel like, okay, I need to grow my business, like Carrie said, and I need to grow a team, but I feel like I need to be successful before I do that. And so we're here to solve that problem. This is for you if you are like me and you hate the expression, fake it till you make it. I don't care what industry you're in. We hear that in the network marketing industry. We hear that in entrepreneurship. Just pretend. And frankly, that causes a conflict internally. And we'll talk about that in the course that we can resolve. And so that this is for you if that's something that's bothered you in the past. This is for you if sometimes you just don't feel that you're enough. And just so you know, every single entrepreneur on the face of the planet, even Oprah Winfrey, the poster woman for success, has felt at times that she was not enough. And this is for you if you feel like you start and stop, Hold on a second, let me mute. There we go. That you start and stop. And that typically happens because you get excited about a goal, you get excited about moving forward, and then again, there's that conflict, right? And you can't can't get through that, and then so you revert back to your normal experience. And this is for you guys if you want to, if you're looking for a path to becoming that authentic leader that you have. We all know people out there in the marketplace that we highly respect and want to be like, but we just can't be that person. And one of the expressions that we've all heard, and I follow, is always find somebody that has already done what you want to do and just do what they do. And that sometimes works, sometimes if that person is very closely aligned with what your value system is and your personality type and the things that you stand for. But it doesn't work if that person is not. And that doesn't mean that person is a bad person or anything. It just means that you'll have internal conflict. So if you're not looking for any of those things, then this is not the place for you, and you don't need to stay here. We love you no matter what. But that's what we're all about. We've noticed in my coaching of, I don't even know, tens of thousands of entrepreneurs over the years, I can teach them all the how-tos, how to set up a sales funnel, how to follow up automatically online, how to build a bot, how to do all this stuff. But if their internal compass isn't already true to their true north, they're never going to break through. They'll either start and stop, or they'll have, when they get, because we all have to work with human beings. I don't care how much automation that we have in our business. In the end, we're buying and selling from human beings, unless of course you're buying something from Amazon. And even then you're buying from Jeff Bezos because you trust him. So, so that's what this conversation here is all about. When in our Top Producer Mastermind, which is a mastermind program that Carrie and I have, we have over the past 2 years almost now, when's our anniversary? I have to figure that out. 2 years now, we've been working with individuals and helping them step forward into their own authentic leadership. We rolled this course out 4 months ago in May and June, or earlier this year, and some of you that have joined us here on this line were part of that program, and we are just the word transformation doesn't even barely scratch the surface of what the participants in that course experienced. And I know that sounds kind of markety. I'm just going to be just truthful with everybody here. I know that sounds kind of markety. It even feels icky to me to be like, I want to throw up in my mouth when I'm saying that. But Carrie, you said it yesterday. You know, we were surprised at how by putting this formula together. And again, we're not just making a stab in the dark. We've done this over and over with individuals, but it was really fun to see that transformation happen over the course of 4 weeks to a group of individuals.
Yeah, so I'm going to cut in because I feel like, can you tell Karla and I are really excited to talk to you guys, and we're really excited about why you're here, right? All of you are here because you're curious about AuthenticU. Some of you are here because you've been through AuthenticU already and you can't wait for it to get started again. And there's two groups of individuals that are sitting in front of me. So most of you are network marketers, right? Who know you need to take your business to the next level and know that you need to show up in a way that feel like, well, I'm just going to ask, are you in your network marketing business? Do you know what you need to do? Do you know the script that you're supposed to say? But do you feel like out of alignment or not quite in integrity when you're saying it? I'm looking at blank faces. Okay, I got one nod, two nods. Like, do you believe in what it is that you have to offer and yet not really believe that but not really believe the whole thing that you're selling? Does that make sense? Like, you believe in that the big vision is possible, but you feel a little out of your truth when you're selling that vision to other people because you yourself are still on your way, right? You haven't arrived at that big vision yet. I'm getting nods. Okay. So, and also I have some entrepreneurs here who are not network marketers, and I'm betting you guys are here because you are, you've been told that you need to build authority or build credibility and own your niche, right? And become the authority. And some of you have probably published books and you know that you actually have a ton of expertise, and yet you sort of kind of look around in your niche and like, how come I'm not big time like that person yet? And what I know to be true is that the reason for both of you that you're feeling, I keep using the phrase out of alignment or out of integrity, right? Like there's a gap between, I just gave a talk last night to athletes where we talked about how do you get where you want to go? And there's, everything starts with the desire, right? Like I want to build a big business. I want $1 million, whatever it is. And that is followed then by belief, right? This idea of like, okay, I want it, but wanting's not enough, right? If I want it and I don't believe in it, it's never coming. So getting yourself to the place where you can believe that it's possible for you, right? I know a lot of you guys are there. You've seen other people do it. Honestly, you look at me and Karla and you're like, I am not a network marketing person. I've never built $1 million network marketing business, but Karla has. And I've found some success. I found a very comfortable level of success in my entrepreneurial venture. And I forgot, I lost my train. Bring me back, people. Where was I going?
You were on your journey. Some people feel like they're on their journey. Okay.
Thank you. Got it. Okay. So believe. I sidetracked myself. Right. You believe that it's possible. You look at me and Karla and you're like, okay, if those two can do it, right, I can do it. I know it's possible for me. And you sort of get filled up with this like belief, and I call it busting at the seams with possibility, like knowing what's possible for you. The next step though is getting to the knowing. And the gap between belief and knowing is what's killing most of us, right? It's that we believe it's possible for us, but we haven't stepped into the truth of it yet, the truth of it for us. So we're living in this like juiced up land of possibility, but we're not being who we need to be for it to actually be possible. Does that make sense? We haven't stepped into our full truth, our full power, our full awesomeness. We haven't stepped into the truth of ourselves as authentic leaders. And then the last step, right? So once we get to the knowing it's possible, then it's the expectation. So once you're in the knowing and you step into who you truly are as an authentic leader, then it's followed by expectation. Knowing and expectation are like when you step into knowing, the having is like right after that, right? So it's expecting, and then I don't know about you, but in my life I get what I expect. The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? It's just most of us, we believe in what's possible, but we're actually expecting kind of crappy results, right? And so if we can bridge that gap with the knowing, am I making any sense, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, good. If we can bridge that gap with the knowing, because we've stepped into who we really are as authentic leaders, that's where the magic is. So I noticed it happen. It's so fun that John's here, actually, for me, that because John and I met early in my business when I knew what was possible, but I wasn't owning who I am as an authentic leader. I was stepping into it, right? He met me in that process. But I know from experience, you guys, when you do what we teach in AuthenticU, you become who you need to be to move your business forward. And I'm seeing comments, so I'm going to let you speak, Karla. And we want to open it up to questions.
Why don't we talk a little bit about what the course entails and what you can expect?
Yeah, so you'll notice we didn't do a great big launch for this. We didn't do any sort of manipulative marketing. We're just announcing. Now, will we ever do a launch? Of course we will. Of course we will. This is the second time that we have offered this course, and our expectation is that it fills up with the right people simply by us telling people about what it is. Because we know if it rings true for you, you'll raise your hand and say, oh my gosh, that is me, I need it. So we talked about this is for you right? If you're feeling out of alignment, if you're feeling stuck, if you're somewhere between belief and knowing, right? This is for you. What we did is, and this is kind of like cool, because what we did is we said, okay, there's all these modules we could put into it. And what we recognized is it needs to be an intense process. It needs to be 1 month of you committed to you. 1 month of serious commitment to working on your inner game so that we can crack the egg, right? Because if we put it in a book or if we spread it out over 6 months or whatever, you would still get the information, but you wouldn't get the transformation. So part of what makes AuthenticU unique and so powerful is that it requires 1 month out of your life where you are dedicated to doing this work, where it is your number one priority, because you recognize that nothing else is going to matter. None of the other actions that you take in your business are going to matter if you're not showing up as who you need to be. So you commit to 30 days of working on that. And we meet twice a week over those 30 days. We meet live in a Zoom like this on Tuesdays and Thursdays it's noon Pacific. Is that when we meet, Karla? I'll look it up on my calendar. I'm 99% sure it's noon Pacific on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we dig into who you are and what you're about. We find the truth in you. And
yes,
noon. Okay. So week 1. Okay. So I believe that in order to show up as an authentic leader, it really comes down to knowing who you are and what you stand for and showing up in that. And it sounds simple. Like, it sounds so easy. It sounds like I know who I am and what I stand for, and I can show up as fully me. But the truth is, you're not doing it or you wouldn't be here, right? There's still a little bit of imposter syndrome happening in your business, happening in the way that you're showing up. Do you guys know what imposter syndrome is?
Anybody not know what imposter syndrome is?
That's a better question.
Anybody not? Raise your hand, blink your eyeballs, something, so we know.
Okay. Most people, when I just say imposter syndrome, they're like, it didn't have a name, but that's it. That's how I've been feeling. And so week 1 is about getting into that and understanding that even though we know, right, who we need to be or who we want to be, right, we don't know it, right? We're not embodying that. Every cell of our body isn't aligned with that. So week 1 is about figuring out, who are you really? And the cool thing about week 1 is you will recognize you're even more amazing than you thought. Like, week 1 is where you're like, dang, I am awesome. Week 2 is about what you stand for. So honestly, some of us just haven't done the work to go deep into what it is we really stand for. We have sort of a generic, I stand, for peace, love, and helping mankind, right? But there are specific things that you stand for that make you unique, that make you authentic, that make you someone people want to follow.
Yeah, I got it.
So one thing that I stand for, this isn't all that I stand for, but this is an example. I stand for, okay, 2 things, because some of you know this already. I stand for punctuation, damn it. I stand for that Oxford comma. And that's one of the quirky things that makes me unique. I also stand for punctuality. Like, this is a top 5 value of mine. It's a big deal being on time, because I think that it speaks to integrity, right? Like, these are little things about me. They're things that I stand for that if you ask me what does my business stand for, I wouldn't say, oh, the Oxford comma and punctuality. But these are the things that we're going to go deeper in week 2 to like really figure out, what is it that you stand for? What makes your brand of you amazing? And what is going to attract your people, right? Because honestly, I don't want to attract people where punctuality is in the top 5 value of theirs. And then we also in week 2 go in a little bit more about what's your mission, right? Again, we've all been told to have a mission statement. And so sometimes it's just something we write on the paper. And this is about letting that emerge from you, like letting it bubble up from inside of you until you're like, oh my gosh, I am honored to be a part of this mission that is coming through me. Week 3 is about culture creation, which, as you can tell from week 1 and 2, right, it's already happening in week 1 and week 2. But week 3 is just about getting a little bit more deliberate about the culture that you're creating, which has a lot to do with how you're showing up. And then week 4 is really tying a bow around the whole thing. It is leading from your truth and knowing that when you do that, you are going to attract the right people to your tribe. And of course, when you're living in that place of knowing, the right people are attracted to your tribe. So, that's it. It sounds simple, right? But I'm loving that there are some people here who have already been through the course. I don't know if that's what you want to do next, Karla, if you want to open it up to questions. But
yeah, let's open it up to questions and comments. Anybody have anything that they want to ask us or comment on?
Karla, it's Roz, and I'm going to have to hop off the phone, so can I go first?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, come on out.
Okay, well, let me just say, I've been listening, and it's so wonderful to hear these 2 women's voices again, because it brings back great memories, both positive and negatively, because we dug deep. And I will just tell you right now, this leadership course was the best thing I did for myself this past year. I would sign up immediately, do it, don't look back. And it was interesting when Carrie was talking what to expect. I guess what I really want to say to you is expect the unexpected, because you will be shocked at what comes from you and what grows out of you, and totally shocked about where I started and where I ended this course. And it is a dynamic month, and I wish it could have been 3 months, because I was on every call live. I never missed. I got so much out of it that I just can't tell you how valuable it is to you in yourself, personally, and in your business. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Roz. I appreciate that. You're touching my heart.
It was awesome.
Thank
Go
you.
do it.
Drive safely.
All right, I'm going to have to hop off.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
So I want to say something as well. Totally love the course. And I'm going to tell you guys that those of us who went through this experience, we all joined for different reasons. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about it earlier today before this webinar, and I'm like, what was my reason? I don't even remember, because I'm not that person anymore. And I think that's what really speaks to what this course does. You want results. I will tell you, we did this in May and June. Ever since it has ended, every single month, I've had a goal, and I've actually done action, and I've actually accomplished every single item. And Carrie, you said something a while ago that when you do this course, you dedicate a month to it and you realize that nothing else matters. That's what happens. Whatever was bothering you before, when you come out of it, you stand in your truth, nothing else matters, and you actually start to get those actions done. So I loved it. I miss you guys. I'm so happy to see you, just like Roz. But that's what you're going to get. You're going to get results for you. It doesn't matter that imposter syndrome. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody anymore, because you realize you're you. You're awesome. You're unique. You have that special sparkle, and you're going to be able to get something done.
I love your sparkly self, Josette. Congratulations. And it's been an honor. First of all, it was an honor to have you in the course, but number one. But number two, it's even more spectacular to watch what you've accomplished in the last couple of months.
And it feels good.
It should feel good. You should give yourself a big fat pat on the back, because, and here's mine, because honestly, well, we have a thing in the course that we're behind you, holding you up.
Yes.
But honestly, I want to say big fat congratulations.
Thank you. And you guys don't even know this, but I'm going to launch my own course. It's yes.
What?
And another person in the group's going to help me. They don't know it yet, but they are. So who would have thought? And I mean, I never would have thought that. So you're going to accomplish great things.
So exciting. Congratulations, Josette.
Thank you.
I need to say something about this, because where this course came from was Karla and I recognized, right? You guys can have all the information that you need, and yet there's something that's stopping you from taking action, right? And the thing that would break my heart was to watch people beat themselves up about, like, I know I need to do this. I haven't done it. I can't figure out why. I'm such a, like, and make excuses or whatever, right? And all we wanted to do was to help you guys stop doing that, right? We recognize that the missing piece, right, from information and implementation is that confidence piece. But confidence is such a weird word, right? Like, we have a different idea. At least when I think of confidence, I'm not thinking about what this piece that I'm trying to, because, okay, not speaking half sentences. It's that aligned piece. It's like feeling so safe and secure in who you are, and like at ease in the knowing that it's all working out, that everything's happening as it should, and that it's all getting done. And this is so what I need to say, and this is totally me bragging right now, because I've been in the industry for a while, in the course creation industry, in the marketing industry. I've like been around the block, and I've seen a lot of courses make a lot of promises. And we actually made this course with very little promise. I think we said, hey, you're going to finish this course being an authentic leader. You're going to finish this course being more confident. You're going to finish this course. There are a few tangible deliverables, right? You are going to have a manifesto. You are going to, well, there's a few like secret things that I don't want to tell you, but you are going to know who you are and what you stand for very, very clearly. But what I didn't know was just how impactful it was going to be. I have never been a part of a course as a leader or as a participant where so many people had such breakthroughs, and not breakthroughs like, oh, I had an aha moment, but literal business breakthroughs where they finished something that they had been trying to do for 3 years, or they suddenly were able to show up and, you know, present in a different way, and for the first time ever got clients or customers. Like that sort of stuff happened to just about everybody who participated. And that was really fun to watch. So that's why we're excited about it. That's why we can't stop talking about it. That's why I'm like standing here bragging about it, is because we know it's the totally unsexy missing thing. It's like every marketing course will tell you, you have to sell the one thing, right? The one thing, whatever it is that you sell, position that as the one thing that people need to make the difference in their business, right? So if if Karla sells Social Automate It, right? When she's positioning Social Automate It, she's going to position that as the one thing that the difference maker that your business needs. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's great marketing. But what I recognize, what was breaking my heart, is knowing that the one thing wasn't any of those things. It was this thing. So that's why I created this course. That's why we're telling you about it now. That's why we hope you join us. And that's why people like Josette have showed up on this call, yes, to reconnect with us, but also because she's super passionate about her transformation and wants it for you too. Okay, I should stop.
This is where we get all markety. We're not going to get all markety. I put the page where you can find out more information in the chat. We'd like to extend an invitation for you to join us. Here's how this is going to roll. We're going to start on October 2nd. That will be our first week. We have a support Facebook group. Every single one of our sessions are recorded, where we expect that you'll attend, but we also realize that we're busy human beings and things get in the way. As a matter of fact, I think I couldn't attend one last time. I don't remember how that worked, but one of us couldn't attend. But that's just the way it rolls. We're going to get started on October 2nd. It will go 4 weeks, so whatever that is, I think that's October 26th. It will end. And there will only be a maximum of, because again, this is hands-on live coaching. We're in this all together. So you have both Carrie and myself for 4 weeks, twice a week, and a maximum of 20 people. We expect that this will fill up over the next week and we'll be done. Again, this is where I'm supposed to get all markety and tell you, if you don't do this, then you're going to lose your shoes for the rest of the year, or whatever, something weird will happen to you. I just expect that you're here because you realize that there is another incremental jump that you need to make. And we're here to help you make that jump. It's as simple as that. It's nothing more complicated. Anybody have any questions at all for us?
I'm just gonna say it out loud for people watching the replay who don't have the chat. I'm sure that there will be a link, but it's karlasilver.com/AuthenticU. That's where you can go to get the information about the course.
And it's spelled AuthenticU, the letter U.
Yeah.
No spaces. And my name's spelled with a K, just to make it complicated. So Karla Silver with a K. karlasilver.com/AuthenticU. And wherever this recording ends up, I'll have a link around it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Nancy.
I'm sorry, I'm breaking in, but I'm with my little 10-month-old today, and I would like to attend, but I don't want to take up the 20 spaces. I mean, I'm just up for a review and going
Your
deeper.
renewal, you'll be able to join in.
Okay, and the testimony I have is that this group, this awesome group, yes, got me through a really hard place in my life. You know, as looking at retirement, I was in some financial doo-doo, and it got me through. All the principles I learned, all the things I learned about being a leader, I took action, and I'm through that. But now I'm working 3 12-hour shifts during the course. So I'll participate to my level, and I'll listen to the replay. And I just thank everybody in this group for having my back.
Love you, Rude Ronnie.
Love you guys too. Bye-bye.
No questions? All right. Well, this is going to be short and sweet. And Carrie, anything else you want to add? You're muted.
I'll
Luckily-
ask a question.
Oh, come on up, Leslie.
Sorry. With the mastermind, I imagine this is a good pairing with the mastermind.
Yes. Yeah, you're taken care of.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
It'll be a busy October.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. We would love to see you inside the course. Oh, Carrie, you were going to say a couple of things.
Yeah. So I was just going to, this is my moment where in marketing speak, it's where I'm going to massage your pain a little bit, but this isn't about massaging your pain. This is about recognizing where you are and taking action if you know that if it's the next best move for you, right? If it's the right next step for you. So one of the things that I do is I do a yes/no test. So if you are feeling excited about about discovering how amazing that you really are, right? If you are feeling lit up inside, right? If you're in that place where you feel busting at the seams with potential, but frustrated at the way you're actually showing up. If you're someone who has trouble when people say, oh, what is it that you do? You're like, and start to sweat and get nervous. And like, I don't know if they're going to judge me, or like if you're tired of feeling excited and ashamed at the same time, right? If you're tired of knowing you're amazing, but not wanting to show up as too big for your britches, right? If you're in that space of like you're holding the tension of, I know I need to be an authority, but I also don't want to be a salesy weirdo. Like if you're in that moment, then one of the things that I like to do is just get calm and centered and quiet and ask my body. So I'll say, body, what does a yes feel like? And for me, a yes is like a rising up. It feels like an opening in my heart. For you, it could feel like a smile. Maybe your ears buzz, right? But just get clear. Body, what does a yes feel like? And then I'll ask myself, okay, body, what does a no feel like? So for me, it's a sinking, it's a contracting. I feel a no, it's like a dropping into my belly. For you, a no could feel like a headache, or I don't know, like someone tapping you on the shoulder, right? But you'll probably know inside your body what a yes feels like and what a no feels like. So what I like to do when I'm making a decision like this is ask myself, all right, Carrie's higher self, the smarter, wiser part of me, is it in my highest and best interest to enroll in AuthenticU right now? And I'll get a yes or a no. The trick is, usually you'll get the yes or the no before you actually finish asking the question. And you'll get the yes or the no maybe before it even comes out of your mouth. But if you get a yes followed immediately by a no, don't be fooled. That's just fear. That's your ego. That's your resistance. That's all your reasons why I'm too busy this month, blah, blah, blah. But your higher self, right? The bigger, broader, wiser version of you knows if it's in your best interest to take this course now. That's why I asked the question. So if you get a no right away, congratulations, this isn't your round, right? Maybe next time. But if you got that yes, followed by the no, that's your fear, that's your excuses, but your higher self knows what's around the corner for you. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that. You're always being guided in the direction that you need to go. It's whether or not you choose to listen. So, and believe me, when we choose to listen, our lives and businesses get a whole lot easier.
Well, and that ends in what we're in business for in the first place, is being able to impact and help as many people as possible. And of course, and if we do that, that reflects in our bank account and our ability to help even more people. So it's one big circle. And this has been the missing piece for so many. So Carrie, thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
All of you that are here, thank you. We're grateful for you taking time out of your day to spend this time with us. And we're looking forward to seeing you in AuthenticU. If for some reason you pop up with a question after we've hung up, just connect with us. Easiest thing for me is Facebook, or however else you know how to connect with me. I'm sure Carrie's the same way. You guys go and make it an amazing, amazing day. We'll see you inside AuthenticU. Bye, everybody.